Hey guys, Zach from Say What Zach here. Doing a little review of some stuff that happened yesterday and today in the hockey world, and then want to go over one of these teams. I might do this a little bit more often, where kind of like things that have happened in the last day or so, with kind of a breakdown of one of the teams that I think is doing either really good or really bad as of late. Kind of just a mishmash of little stuff. Really quick video, just kind of update you on some stuff. Anyways. Just want to go over, so Tristan Jarry and Chris Letang have an add to the All-Star game because Corpusalo and Jake Gensel will not be participating because they're both injured. So the Penguins get 2 more players added to the All-Star games. That's why I'm wearing Pittsburgh. Jarry definitely deserves it in every way, shape, and form. He has helped carry the Penguins and keeping them relevant with all these injuries. Matt Murray has not been up to snuff. Tristan Jarry came in and has been playing as well as you could expect him to. You want him to be starting goaltender and be able to put up good numbers, and that's what he's done for this team. So good for Jarry. I think he deserves it. Chris Letang, obviously all-star defenseman anyways, so only natural that he would get sent there as well. Justin Williams, he signed as a one-year $700,000 contract with the Carolina Hurricanes. So Justin Williams is back with the Canes, so maybe give him a little extra spark, because they are just hanging on to that wild card spot in the East. So yeah, they could use a little bit of spark, a little bit more veteran leadership. That might help push them into the playoffs and beyond. Let's see what happens with that, right? I'm kind of glad to see him back. I thought it'd be nice to see him try and maybe get him one cup. It'd be kind of cool to see him get a cup with them, but I don't think the Canes are going to win it. We'll see. Today, the All-Star game jerseys were unveiled from the NHL and Adidas. The home teams will wear gray, and the away teams will be in white. I'm not sure how I feel about these jerseys yet. They look a lot like the Centennial class of the Red Wings wore their jersey, where it was has the stripes on the side, the silver stripes, and then silver stripes along the middle. And then it's like the Color Rush logos, where it's just like one solid color for the logos. I don't know. They're okay. They have a couple homage things towards like St. Louis and their heritage there, but I don't know. They're kind of very basic. I don't know. I like last year's a lot better. Let's just say that. But anyways, they are up on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. I've shared a few on a few different social media outlets, so you guys can kind of see them, see what they're all about. Like I said, I'm still very torn on how I feel about them. And then last note. Oshie and Hischier are hoping for All-Star game appearances, so they're both in the last man in vote. Oshie says he has plans, like a vacation plan, to go out and do stuff, but he would cancel that in a second if he gets voted in. So he would like to be in. And then the New Jersey Devils have put up a board. One of their boards has, I think it says like vote Hischier or Nico. It says no, vote Nico with an arrow pointing to him, and they have them like standing next to it. So those are the 2 players who are really trying to advocate to get into the All-Star game last minute. I know a lot of people have been giving flack to Dylan Larkin for not wanting to go. Personally, I think he doesn't deserve to go. So, I mean, I know he's the Red Wings last man in vote, but I don't think he deserves to go. Of everybody in the Atlantic Division that could go, he's not the one. So, I mean, him saying that, he didn't really have to say it, in my opinion. That's my personal opinion. I don't think he's going. But yeah, he's taking a lot of flack for that. In my opinion, it's All-Star games. It seems like it's more fun for the fans, and the skills competition's fun to watch. The game's meh. So players not wanting to go is not that surprising. There's several that don't want to. So, yeah, it's some people think of it as an honor. Some people see it just as a waste of time. They'd rather have the break. I don't know. It's a toss-up. I personally am not a humongous fan of the All-Star game. Like I said, I'm more of a fan of the skills competition. I would like to go to an All-Star game. I think it'd be a cool experience. But, yeah, watching on TV just doesn't really do much for me. I can't remember one that I really cared about. The last big thing I think that happened in the All-Star game was like the John Scott thing that the NHL has kind of removed, so that will never happen. But yeah, I remember the John Scott thing being a humongous deal around the All-Star game, and I actually paid attention to that whole run and that whole situation. Since then, it's fun to see who gets selected, especially being a Red Wings fan lately. They've been picking like Mike Green and Franz Nielsen and players. I'm just like, why would they even, I don't know. Anyways, this is the first year where I'm like, okay, Tyler Bertuzzi has been okay. He's been one of the better players of the Red Wings. I could see that. So anyways, that's why All-Star Game isn't really anything for me. I've been doing a lot of videos on him just so people can kind of see who they're picking, who they have. It's a fun, like I said, it's a fun lead up to it. The actual game itself is kind of bleh. Anyways, tonight there's 3 NHL games and 9 American Hockey League games. I will be doing a review of all the games, so I will do a video with the National Hockey League stuff, one of the American Hockey League, and yeah. So if you guys are trying to follow either one of those leagues, I will do a review of the scores, who wins, and try and keep track of some notes, at least for the National Hockey League. American Hockey League is a little harder right now until we're able to get the package and we're able to sit down and watch the games. National Hockey League is a lot easier because I can listen and watch them on my app. The American Hockey League doesn't have that. So I'm going to try and do my best to get some kind of notes in there, but you will at least get the scores and updates, the updated standings for the American Hockey League. And again, the scores and the updated standings for National. So there you go. Those are the kind of the notes and kind of stuff that's been going around the NHL. Now let's go into the Columbus Blue Jackets. This is the team I'm going to talk about in this video. So I'm going to try and make this about a 10-minute video, just approximately, real quick, just kind of run down the Columbus Blue Jackets' last 5 games, because they have been on an amazing tear. Joan Kakima picked them to make the playoffs beginning of the season, before anybody played. She picked them to make the wild card, I believe it was. And I thought it was a joke, and I remember making fun of her and betting her $10 if they made it, I'd give her $10. I'm very close to having to give her that $10. They have been on a hot streak like no other, and especially with all the injuries they have, it's amazing. It's almost like Pittsburgh with the amount of injuries this team has had to key players, and yet they keep winning. It's very impressive. So the first game that I did, I went 5 games back from their, 5 games. December 31st against the Florida Panthers, which is the first game without Korpisalo. Korpisalo. Sorry. Took me a second to blank on goaltenders. But yeah, Korpisalo, this was the first game he didn't play in. So they had, oh my god, why am I blanking on his name? Elvis, blanking on his last name. I know who it is, I'm blanking, I'm sorry, but Elvis, I know it's their backup. He hadn't had a win in the NHL to this point, so a little nerve-wracking when you lose Korpisalo. He's been one of the rocks in the net. So anyways, they go into Florida and they win 4-1. So he gets his first win as a goaltender in the National Hockey League, and Zach Werenski gets a hat trick. So he's going to be the guy we're going to keep track through these 5 games, because he's been on an amazing run for a defenseman right now. So he gets a hat trick. They win this one 4-1 over Florida. Big win, because they're keeping pace with the other teams, the Metro. And it's at this point you're kind of like, maybe Columbus can maybe do this. We may be able to. They're a couple points back. They're about 6 or 7 points at this point back of Philly. They might be able to do this. And at the same time, this is when Philly starts to drop a little bit. January 2nd, Boston. They go in and they beat Boston 2-1 in regulation. So they go in and beat one of the supposed powerhouses of the NHL right now, 2-1. Nathan Gerby gets an assist in this game, so it's his first point after being called up. So big game for him. And he's starting to make a case for why he should stay up with his team once they start getting healthier. January 4th, they play against San Jose. They go in and they lose 3-2. But Werenski adds 2 more goals, so he gets both goals for the Columbus Blue Jackets, now putting him at 5 goals in the last 3 games. Yeah, he's having an amazing run so far. The January 6th, they go in and take on LA. So this is their California trip, by the way. So the California trip can either make or break some teams' records. This is making it. So they go into LA on January 6th. They win 4-2. They give up the first goal, but they come back and they win it. Gerby gets a goal. So he's now got a goal and assist in the last 3 games. He's starting to pick it up. And Milano has a goal and assist in 4 games. So Milano is also starting to play pretty good for this team. Sam Milano is also helping produce and pick up why these other players are out right now. And then January 7th, last night, they played against the Anaheim Ducks. They win 4-3. Werenski scores 2 more goals, giving them a grand total of 7 goals in 5 games as a defenseman. That is very impressive. He's on a hot tear. So he's definitely one of the ones helping pick it up. Nathan Gerby, I believe, I think he gets a point last night. I could have swore he got a point. I don't remember if I wrote it down, but yeah. Anyways, last 5 games, they've won 4 out of their last 5. They are tied with Philadelphia for the last wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. That's impressive that they are pretty much 1 win away from and 1 loss away for Philly to pretty much push into a playoff spot. I would not have guessed at the beginning of the season because of all the players they lost this year, and that's not including before all the injuries. They have so many injuries I really wrote them off a while ago. I'm very impressed, and I'm honestly cheering for Columbus. I would love to see them make the playoffs this year and be wrong. I think it'd be an awesome story to see them make them. And also, Cam Atkinson is expected to be back Thursday against the Sharks. So this is at home against the San Jose Sharks. And then they play the Sharks tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow night in San Jose. But Atkinson, they said they were supposed to be back against Anaheim. He didn't come back, so they're expecting him back possibly Thursday. So that'd be a big boost for them to get him back. And yeah, this team, again, is on a good tear, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do down the stretch here. But anyways, that's kind of a quick rundown of the events of the last 2 days and the last 5 games of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Let me know in the comments if you guys like this kind of setup. I think it would be kind of cool to kind of go over the last 5 games of a certain team I pick out and kind of do like a review of a couple things every couple days, pick some content to talk about, and then pick a team to talk about. Anyways, if you guys like it, give us a like and subscribe. This is Zach from Say What Zach, and I'll talk to you guys later after the action.